What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Daily Grind. In today's episode, I'm just going to get straight into it. I want to talk a little bit about micro speed and macro patience. Now, if you guys watch Gary Vaynerchuk, you know it all. He's a huge YouTuber. If you guys don't know who that is, he focuses on entrepreneurship and business, and that's something that he's said a lot in the past, couple years of his watching his videos. He said the importance, especially when you're a millennial and you're young, you're in your early 20s or late teens. It's all about micro speed, macro patience. I'm not sure if I said that wrong the first time, but macro patience, micro speed. So what he means is on a daily basis, you know what I mean? A lot of people who claim to be entrepreneurs, they tend to wake up, late, like 10 o'clock in the morning, and they go to sleep around midnight or 1 o'clock. And, they might not be working that hard during the day. And they're not, on a minute to minute basis, they're not going as fast as they can in terms of, actually working hard and conducting various tasks or doing certain projects to actually meet a certain goal for their business, whether it's on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, yearly basis. The point is, it's all about going super hard from, 6 in the morning until, midnight. And then the next day waking up at 6 again and going from 6 a.m. to midnight, 6 a.m. to midnight. What he's trying to say is, if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you have to understand that it's a long-term game, and you have to understand that in order to build something that's substantial, to build something where people are actually, you're creating value for people and they're actually utilizing your product or service, it's not going to happen overnight. And there's this huge, misconception about entrepreneurship, about how it's, you don't have to work and, you get to live this lavish lifestyle. You get to drive, the fast cars and buy the expensive watches. But that's something that the media has portrayed to us as young people and even for older people. But the point is, like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's about the 10-year game, and it has to be more about the journey of reaching that goal. So a good example is, Gary Vaynerchuk, again, he always says that his biggest goal is for him to buy the jets, right? But he also says that he's not gonna, like, the process is not about, like, it's not about actually buying the jets. It's about the process that goes into potentially buying the jets. So, people say, oh, like, Gary, you could probably buy the jets in the next 5 years. He's like, no, like, I'm not going to be able to buy them for another 20 years, 30 years. But it's not about if he actually achieves that goal. It's about the process and the challenge and the game of entrepreneurship. So I think what he means at the end of the day is, every single day, weekends as well, you know what I mean? You got to work. Just keep working, and if it's really something that you love and you're doing something that you're extremely passionate about and it's your purpose, then it's not going to feel like work. The process is going to be smooth. Of course you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your failures. You're going to have your your successions or successes, whatever you call it. But the point is, it all comes down to consistency, hard work on a daily basis and an hourly basis and a minute to minute basis. But you got to understand that for the next couple years, it may not happen for you. You may not make 6 figures in the next 5 years, but in the 6th year, you might. But, I think a good example of all of this kind of on a more micro level is looking at content specifically. So people who put out content, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times you see people, they put out content. A good example is a guy named Tide2 Comedy, who actually, it's funny, he was living on my couch at one point. Probably about 6 to 8 months ago. He moved to LA from Ohio, and he wanted to be an entertainer. And he was living on my couch because he didn't have a job. But literally every day he was putting out content consistently. And he started, he had a couple thousand followers, nothing crazy. But he put content out consistently every day. Every day he was tagging WorldStar in his videos. He was having people, tag WorldStar in his videos. And sure enough, one day WorldStar picked him up and they put his videos on their channel. And boom, just like that, he went viral, right? So and people say, that's just luck, right? Like, it's just luck. The point is, if he didn't put content out on a daily basis, he would have never even had that opportunity for luck. So in reality, he created his own luck. You know what I mean? So I think it comes down to, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing content, if content is a part of your business, every single day you have to put out content on each platform. And, depending on what industry you're in, you can decide if you want to put out 5 pieces of content per channel or if you want to do, 1 per day, that kind of thing. It really just depends on what your industry is and kind of what the trends are for that platform in that industry. But the point is, man, 365 days a year, you have to be going at it super fast, super fast. Of course, take your time, do your vacations here and there, and gather your thoughts. Don't burn out, because burning out it happens a lot for sure. I think, and all entrepreneurs deal with the kind of the experience of burning out. So I definitely think that that's part of it. But the point is, if you really want to reach a particular goal, don't expect to reach that goal tomorrow. You know what I mean? You got to really enjoy the process. And, once you're successful, once you're making millions of dollars, yes, of course, it'll be great. But like the journey would have, the hard challenges of that journey would have technically have already been completed. Of course, there's new challenges when you have this much money and you've got to, maintain the business. Of course, that's different. I've never, made $1 million, so I wouldn't know. But the point is, just keep at it, guys. Micro speed, macro patience. Just think about the long-term vision and stay consistent with whatever you're doing. And remember to just, be dedicated to your craft and focus on yourself. I feel like I see a lot of people spending a lot of time watching other people's content, looking at other people's lives and feeling envious of what other people have, but they're not spending time focusing on themselves and doing things for their own, for their own business or for themselves personally or socially. So these are all things to consider, guys. Thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Grind episode 3. It's your boy DIVIJ Vaswani. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, YouTube, all of that. I'm going to put all my information in the description below. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I have a mentorship program and an e-commerce training program that I just dropped. So you can find the links down below in the description. And of course, go check out my jewelry company, SHOPDMND. That's SHOPDMND.com. And I'm going to put a discount code down below, too, for those of you guys who want to cop some jewelry. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate your time. And stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of The Daily Grind. Take care. Bye.